Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it's been a while, but it's definitely good to be back doing this again anyways. Now for today's video, I wanted to talk about the film that I've recently been able to finally watch. Well, I say finally, but it hasn't been out that long, but I was just happy to have gotten to watch it when I did. So that is the new Mutants. As you know, the New Mutants was obviously, it's a spin-off of the X-Men film, which was meant to come out I think even 2 years ago, but due to a lot of production problems and then obviously the pandemic that's gone on in this last couple of months, they've had to push it back again, obviously to help them try and make a film as good as they could. Before I even get onto the actual film though, I do want to just go into like a little story that I just had, right? So the first time I did go to watch the New Mutants, I think it was it was on Saturday evening, right? So I know that I'm about 40-45 minutes into the film. I don't know if this has ever happened to anyone, even though it is a problem that could obviously happen, but the screen went off. So a lot of us were just thinking, hold on, what's this nonsense? We're thinking like it's one of those scenes, because the way it went, it looked like the scene could just go blank and then after a couple of seconds come back again. But it didn't. We were there waiting for 20 minutes before someone came and said that unfortunately they have to cancel the screen due to technical difficulties. Well, surprise, surprise, it wasn't technical difficulties, but they kept us there waiting 20 minutes for them to tell us that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie though, I was absolutely fuming. I was fuming and I was pissed off. I'm just like, this is the first time something like that has happened to me. So basically what happened, they did give us the option to either get a refund or come back for the next show, which is an hour. But I don't even need the refund because I pay monthly anyway, and two, I was too pissed off to wait another hour anyway. I had stuff to do, so because of that I made sure that I went 10 o'clock in the morning to make sure I finish off that film. And guess what, even during the next day, do you know what happened? Just as I was going into the screening, one other man came in and said, oh, the screen wasn't working. And it wasn't working. And I'm just like, for fuck's sake. It was only the audio. Yeah? It was the audio and no visual. So he went to call someone. But when I was there sitting down, I'm just like listening to all the Wonder Woman trailer, the Black Widow trailer. You couldn't see nothing, but you could hear the audio. And it just pissed me off. Because right after the Black Widow trailer, it fucking come on. Ah, man. I mean, first time something like this ever happened, but do you know what? Listen, I got to finally finish watching the film. It was flipping just in my head the rest of the Saturday night I was meant to watch it. But anyways, yeah, let me know if something like this has happened to you. Though, anyway, I'm quite interested to hear other people's stories. Anyway, basically onto the film, anyway, which is what this video is about. Do you know what? Prior to the film, I was seeing, quite a few especially critics, try to slam the movie. I was looking, I can't remember what it was, some gave it 2 out of 5, 3 out of 10, I think the most I saw was 5.2. Now, I'm not gonna lie, personally, I mean, it might just be me, because I like to go into films thinking I'm going to enjoy it. I never like to have overinflated expectations. I like to think about everything first. I'm not gonna lie, I quite enjoyed it. For what the movie was, I quite enjoyed it. And it didn't take too long to realize that what do you call it? It was definitely a much smaller scaled X-Men movie. It wasn't going to be the biggest AAA blockbuster, the biggest AAA X-Men movie. No, I felt what they gave us was actually alright. Some people may disagree. Me, I thought it was a pretty decent movie for what it was, which is why personally, if I had to, yes, I wouldn't give it 8, 9, 10. I might go, if anything, like a decent 6, 6.5. Like I said before, what it was good. Now, about the film, what it really was about, anyway, it was, you got a couple of these New Mutants who were not so much, I don't even know how to say captured is the word, but they were survivors of an incident that happened in whatever towns, innit? So they were all brought to one location. You got the leader of the place. I forgot her name. Sorry. Can I even be bothered to get the name? No, I can't. Sorry, I can't find the leader. Whoever, but she was secretly working for, and this is where I do believe I love the references that this film gave to the other X-Men and the universe. She was secretly working for Essex. Is it the Essex Corporation? Now, if anyone knows the Essex Corporation, you know that from X-Men. You'll be familiar with someone else called, what's his name? I think it's Mr. Sinister that works there, and he's a major X-Men villain. So they actually incorporated that organization into the film, and that's definitely a big thing. I mean, I think that were the ones who were at the end of Apocalypse when they showed that little teaser, or the little what do you call it, end credit scene anyway. But anyway, what the whole point of this was they were trying to actually use the children. They wanted to control the children's powers, but they couldn't let them know that, obviously. The woman was obviously manipulating them, pretending to be nice, friendly, pretending that they had their motives. They had the interests at heart. No, and so she was doing a pretty good job at that. Now you've got the main character, what's her name that I've seen, Daniel Muster. She was the most unique of the mutants there, because her power, right? And this is what you see. Like, I kind of figured out her power before they even got to it, because when you look at how the film was going, you'd see it became from her. But basically, she had the power to kind of manifest your worst fears, and obviously no one knew that. It took a while before everyone kind of clocked what was going on. Before I even go more into the actual story, one thing I do want to talk about though is, or mention as I go along anyway, is I feel the film did very well in terms of giving everyone screen time, getting to know the characters, and just, you know, seeing the interaction between different groups of characters. I thought they did really well, and one proof of that was, even though, you know, these people have like their powers and all that, they didn't actually focus too much on that, even though it was there. It was more of us getting to know more about the backstories of these characters, how they came there, and you get to know more why they behaved the way they behaved. Not just a woman or anything, but why they behaved the way they did to, like, especially Daniel Morningstar, who she was having beef with. Is it Magic, played by Anya Taylor that I'm seeing here? Yeah. There was some real animosity. This girl didn't like her. Do you know what I mean? And it kept on being played. Yes, generally, Daniel Morningstar herself, I think she ends up having like a bit of a relationship, because she's getting close to the character. I forgot the name of the character, fuck's sake. Played by Maisie Williams that I'm seeing. Doesn't even say her name, who the fuck her character's name is. But yeah, she was the one who was obviously close to her, trying to support her, you know, getting her through the hard times. So yeah, this is definitely something I feel the film did very well in terms of, let's just say, characterization, and that's where they focused. You could kind of sympathize for everyone in their own way, even the dickhead of a girl. Again, I forgot what her name was. I think it was Magic. Anyway, you can kind of sympathize because they do show why she was the way she was, kind of thing. Anyway, fast forwarding. As the film goes on, we see a lot of these fears grow and manifest due to Morningstar. I did like the one where we finally saw Sunspot's power and Cannonball. I thought it was quite interesting, you know. And it wasn't until then that we really saw somebody else actually find or believe that it was Daniel Morningstar creating all these problems. I think Magic had already known that as well, but it wasn't until I think Sunspot had said it, because he had gone through his manifestation before everybody else. That's when we first see him turn into fire and all that shit. So yeah, as the film went on, we do find out that they found out more about this woman and what they're trying to do. They found out that she was indeed trying to kill him, because I think after what happened? What happened? She did an experiment on the Morningstar, and I think she saw a certain secret that I think she wasn't meant to see, but she saw it. She told everyone. She told everybody else about it. Anytime she reported back to the Essex Corporation, they would always come back with analysis, this and that, to the point where they now said, because they cannot control it, that she should now dispatch the girl. It looked like she didn't even want to do it, but she had to. That was the orders. Now, when it was found out that this was what she was planning, because Morningstar had wanted to go back in and see if she could find out anything more. She didn't even know that she was going to be killed. it wasn't until her friend now finally come back and I think I can't remember her name really, ended up being her girlfriend, but she transformed into whatever beast and wounded this woman. This was now where everyone was on her back, and now obviously they all knew, listen, the only way to get out of this is what, you're gonna have to go and kill this woman. So it got to the point where everyone could now get together, but the one issue that occurred eventually was that, what happened to Morningstar? Okay, I think she put in some kind of deep sleep or something like that. She was basically almost unconscious and now struggling to maintain her power. Because of that, her own fear from the beginning of the film, I think it was meant to be some giant bear, it now manifested. It now manifested, and it's like everyone now had to fight without this woman, and she was, you know, if she don't wake up and take control, her own fear would have gone and killed everybody else, even though I was looking for her. So initially what happened was the bear comes, the way it moves, obviously the leader, I keep forgetting her name, that tried to control the kids, she got mauled by that bear, which I found extremely hilarious. So she got mauled. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention that this film was actually meant to be the first horror kind of superhero. Do you know what? I know it wasn't technically that scary, but I could see where they were coming from. Like the atmosphere, even with one of the guys, I forgot what's his name. Is it Sam Guthrie? I think it's Sam Guthrie's character. I think it is. Or William Lutzner, I can't remember. I think that's his name anyway. No, it was Magic. It was Magic's fear. You know those kind of those. I forgot what you call those smiley faces, isn't it? They're the ones who come out of their dream, try to kill everyone. Obviously, no one actually got killed, but I could see where they were coming from when they were saying it's more horror orientated. In terms of basically how they got their power, and in terms of the atmosphere as well. So we could definitely see that, but technically it wasn't mad scary or anything like that. But I just wanted to get that in there. But anyway, they eventually managed to what do you call it? They eventually managed to defeat that bear. It was a close call because all of them now had to, you know, unite. Everyone started using their powers, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't until her closest friend literally nearly got dead, and she was begging for her to wake up. Obviously, we get to see more of Morningstar, like in her own dream world, to see what was causing the problems, yada yada yada. One of them kind of visualizations. She eventually got out of it anyway and managed to kind of calm the bear down, which showed that she was now having full control over her own power and fear. So because of that, that bear basically just disappeared, didn't it? To end it off, what it was. Ooh, hold on, I still have to go back again. Hold on, I forgot to tell you about the references anyway. Just a quick thing anyway. As they were talking, they were always linking it back to, like, because they were obviously in this institution, they were trying to say how the kids eventually could go to the X-Mansion and become X-Men if they do whatever they're told. This film also linked back to Logan, if anyone remembers the, what do you call it? The hospital scene when you see what they're doing to the children. This is when the kids were talking amongst each other. They were obviously bringing that up, so we get to see what was meant to happen with them. So with this information, you can kind of work out where this film is within the actual timeline. And this is one thing I definitely enjoyed the film for, just seeing how it fits into the timeline, and just seeing where it fits in the timeline with whatever scene. And for me, it did make sense. So you guys got to let me know what you think. Did it not make sense? But for me, it personally did. Anyways, at the end of the film, basically they all had to, because they were told the nearest town was about, what, 20 miles away, so they eventually had to basically just leave that area anyway, innit? They all agreed to do it, and yeah, that's basically around where the film actually finished, like seeing all these kids, like, just walk away. I mean, there's plenty more I could tell you, but obviously I don't think I even have enough time for this one, but this was basically the premise of the film. You know, you got these kids, didn't know how to control their power. They were all survivors. Obviously, with their fears coming to fruition, they didn't know. Basically, deceived by an evil corporation to use their power. They got found out. The main woman got stopped, got killed. Then obviously they knew they didn't have to do it. So yeah, that's just to end off the basic review of this film and what I thought. Like I said, I personally did enjoy the movie. Like I said, anyone that goes to watch it, please remember that it's a much smaller scaled movie. So try and take it for what it is rather than what it could be. You know, it's still within the X universe, definitely, but just take that into consideration before maybe you start slagging it off. And yeah, I mean, personally, like I said, I would give it, for me, because of what it was, I'd actually give it like a 6. I'll give it like a 6. It's those kind of ones where I do believe a lot of people like to focus on the characterization, understanding them before anything else. And I thought that's what they did with these characters. Okay, never mind. I think that's what they did with these characters very well, and I think that needs to be taken into consideration heavily. I do feel when they did show the powers, they did look cool. Sunspot's one definitely looked good. Even what's her name, Magic's one looked really good. Can't complain. That whole thing with her and Daniel Moonstar, their relationship was definitely a highlight of the film. Even with the woman who they became girlfriend and boyfriend, they basically gay anyway. I thought that was really well done. And then you got the other characters with their own kind of interactions and issues that they talk about together. This is why I do believe you guys should really give it a chance. Anyway, yeah, guys, that's my take on the New Mutants that's just come out recently. I hope you do decide to go and watch it, and I hope you do enjoy it. And like I said, take it for what it is. And so I just thought I'd give you I'd give you my personal views on it. It's just basic. I could go into more depth, but yeah, not too much time today, I'm afraid. But yeah, guys, please let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you think I deserve a like, please hit the like button. It was good to get back on this, on the reviews and stuff like that. And yeah, I'll be back for the next one. Guys, please take it easy, and I'll see you at the next video.